Hey guys, Frosty Knives here with another round of predictions for the upcoming WWE pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber. Last pay-per-view before the WWE Network launches on February 24th. And so here I am, ready to make some bold predictions about this pay-per-view, or at least some fairly lukewarm predictions. So as of Monday night, the card is set. The matches have been solidified. We've got 7 matches for the card. So here we go. We're going to run them down. 6 matches on the card, 1 match on the pre-show. Here we are. And we're going to start with the pre-show match. Kickoff match of the night is going to be a tag team match between Cody Rhodes, and Goldust versus Ryback. And I'm not really sure why this is the kickoff match. This is just a match. This is a match we've seen on SmackDown and on Raw. This is a television match. Neither one of them have belts. Neither one of the teams is particularly... they're both sort of in limbo at the moment. They're in tag team limbo. And so I guess the WWE decided that was a good way to kick off the pay-per-view. So, not much is at stake. Just a win, just a W in a column, and my prediction, for no rhyme or reason, is the match is going to be won by Cody Dust. I'm not really sure why they're having it. Maybe just to feed Curtis Axel and Ryback another loss. But on your kickoff show, Cody Dust for the win. And now we get into the official card. 6 matches on the card. In no particular order. I'm just thinking of them off the top of my head. First match we have Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young. Now, as you know, last couple of weeks, the primetime players have sort of imploded. Titus turned on his tag team partner of 713 days, as he likes to constantly remind us. And now we have a match. And I never really expected this match to be on the pay-per-view. I thought this was going to be a SmackDown match. Maybe a SmackDown main event or something that you would see on Raw. So kudos to the WWE for making this a pay-per-view match. That means that they're actually taking this feud moderately seriously if they're going to include it on a major pay-per-view and get people to shell out money for it. It'll probably be intense, as most of these type of rivalries are. A lot of hard-hitting action, a lot of back and forth, a lot of aggressiveness. But at the end of the night, I think the winner of this match is going to be Titus O'Neil, especially if the WWE has any plans of pushing him as a monster heel, or is trying to, push him as a serious contender. Push him up the card. Now, I don't think this will probably be the last that you see between these two. This is probably just the first of a couple of matches that they're going to have. Probably some back and forth matches. But on their first official one-on-one bout, I see Titus O'Neil going over Darren Young in the match. Okay, the next match that we have, Intercontinental Championship, is actually going to be defended on a pay-per-view. Kudos to defending the Intercontinental Championship. Let's make that relevant again, shall we? All the greats held it. We got to make it relevant again. Big E, Langston, they've dropped the Langston from his name. Now he is just Big E. Big E, your Intercontinental Champion, against the #1 contender, Jack Swagger. Could be a good match. Both have very similar styles. Both have amateur wrestling backgrounds. Both are power wrestlers. Let's give Jack Swagger something to do, seeing as how his tag team partner is in the main event. Let's not forget about Swagger. But I don't see Swagger winning. I think that Big E is going to successfully defend his Intercontinental Championship against Jack Swagger. We will not be saying "we the people" crowning a new champ, a new IC champ. So look for Big E to continue his winning ways and carry his Intercontinental Championship all the way to WrestleMania. Now, Next match, we've got Batista versus Alberto Del Rio. How the mighty have fallen. This is where Del Rio is on the card now. He is being fed to further feed Dave Batista's ego. Does anybody else see this as anything other than a glorified squash match? Why are they having it? I don't really know. And I don't see Del Rio winning. Dave Batista waltzes in after a 4-year hiatus, and he wins the Royal Rumble to headline WrestleMania. He is not going to lose a match against Alberto Del Rio, and I don't really know why they're putting this on the pay-per-view. They both have very different styles, but I don't see it as being a good match. I don't think Batista can go in the ring anymore, and I don't necessarily know if Del Rio has the capacity to carry Batista for the whole match. But Del Rio's going to pull out all the stops, submission technician, do all of his tricks, but at the end, Del Rio is one Batista bomb away from fading into obscurity. So, Batista for the win to continue his momentum all the way down the road to WrestleMania. The next match, and one that is people are highly anticipating, we have a 6-man tag. We have a 6-man tag, the Wyatts versus the Shield. And boy, is the WWE Universe ready for this match. They have been teasing this encounter since the Wyatts showed up on the scene, and now we have it. Now we have the Wyatts versus the Shield. And I think that it's going to be to quote JR, is going to be a slobber knocker. And I don't see the Shield winning. I see the Wyatts picking up the win, but bear in mind, the Shield is in the middle of an implosion at this moment. A slow burn implosion. So continue to see cracks in the Shield and the Shield to decay over time. But I will say that the WWE is probably going to protect its two biggest assets in this match, and that is Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is not going to take the pin. Roman Reigns is going to continue to be a powerhouse, as is Bray Wyatt going to continue to be a powerhouse. Probably Ambrose is going to get the pin, maybe Rollins, but most likely I'm thinking it's going to be Ambrose. They're going to protect their two future stars in Bray and Roman, but in the end, I think the Wyatts are going to win and continue getting the momentum while the Shield continues to slow burn. Tag team match. Oh, you didn't know there was a tag team match on the card? Well, there is going to be a tag team match on the card. The New Age Outlaws, current WWE Tag Team Champions, versus the Usos. They've been dodging the Usos for weeks. They've been ducking and jiving and juking and jiving and whatever that they do. And finally, the Usos caught up to them. We've got a title bout. And I was a little concerned about this one. I will say. I do think that the Usos deserve to win. However, I think that they deserve to win at WrestleMania and not at Elimination Chamber, not at a minor pay-per-view. So, with that in mind, I'm thinking that the Usos are going to win the match, but they're not going to win the titles. The New Age Outlaws are going to get themselves disqualified. They're going to get a count out. Some kind of shenanigans are going to happen, and I think the Usos are going to pick up a victory, but I don't think they're going to pick up the straps. I'm hoping that they're going to allow them that particular accolade at WrestleMania. Let the two have another match at Mania where the Usos can finally get their WrestleMania moment and have their win. I mean, we all know that the New Age Outlaws are nothing but transitional champions. They're just keeping the belts warm until the Usos are ready to go on and become champions. And I think that particular moment is going to come at WrestleMania. Now, let me gather my thoughts here. Let me see if I've got all of the matches so far. We had the kickoff match, and then we had the six-man tag, and then the Titus match, and then the Big E match. Okay, now to the main event, the Chamber. 6 men are going to walk into the Elimination Chamber. We've got John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, Christian, Cesaro, and Randy Orton are going to battle inside the Elimination Chamber for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. There's some good names in here. There's some things going on here. But sadly, as much as I hate to predict it, I believe that Randy Orton is once again going to walk out your boring WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Because I think that the WWE is hell-bent on having a Randy Orton versus Dave Batista main event at WrestleMania. Even though nobody wants it, I think Vince wants it, and what Vince wants, Vince gets, and we are destined to see Orton versus Batista main eventing WrestleMania 30. So, Orton has never won. He's 0 for 5 in an Elimination Chamber, and he has been on one hell of a losing streak. WWE logic says this man is going to walk out of Elimination Chamber still your reigning, defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And those are my predictions in a nutshell for the upcoming WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view this Sunday at 8 o'clock. So, agree, disagree, comment, subscribe, put it in the boxes below, and we will see you on the road to WrestleMania.